Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Insights of a Headhunter. Today, we have a very, very special show. We will be talking about how to structure your thoughts with mind mapping. And it's the fourth birthday of this show. So, I have invited a special guest, and there is also a mystery appearance here. So there will be something that we have never done before. So I would like to introduce my two guests, and you will see it will be very, very exciting. The first one, he's called Karl Mortier. He is a coach. He is NLP trainer and also visual facilitator. Welcome, Karl.
Hello, welcome Tiina, and I'm so glad to be here, and I'm glad as well that you all here that I can share something that showed me the road, being convinced as a visual thinker. So this is all a throwback moment, mind mapping. So this brought me so much gifts, and I'm willing to share all these gifts with your audience, with your fans, Tiina. So I'm
Ooh.
really excited to be here. Thank you.
So before we dive into mind mapping, for people who don't know you, tell us who you are and what you do.
Okay, the strange accent you hear actually is a Belgian accent. It's a Flemish accent. I'm Karl Mortier. I will tell my name in the way I like it the most. I'm living Belgium, Ypres, so it's near the French border. I'm a dad of two beautiful girls, so let's talk about my parenthood first. And professionally, I'm a NLP Master Trainer, coach, and a facilitator. And I'm combining the power of visualization. So, in every intervention, as a facilitator, as a trainer, as a coach, I just try to draw things to make things more clear. So, I try to make the unique combination between visualization and neurolinguistic programming. So, and in all my interventions, I try to do that to clarify things, not only because I like to draw, because I know how our brain works. Uh, uh, yeah, that's part of the brain works. I don't know totally how the brain works, but I know for sure that the brain is attracted to visualization, and this is what I'm doing in my daily practice. So,
Yeah,
bring clarity. Yeah.
and with visualization and with drawing, and we're both based in Belgium, but we
Yes.
have a special guest with us when we are talking about drawing. We cannot do it without having Ralph Munn with us. He will do. Welcome, Ralph. He will do. At the same time, when we are talking today, he will do graphic recording. And for people who don't know what is graphic recording, it's the guy who draws at conferences in the corner. So he will be doing the graphic recording for us. Uh, Say hello, Ralph. For people who don't know you, tell us what you do and where you're based.
Hi, good afternoon. It's lovely to be with you all. So I'm Ralph. I am in the United Kingdom, near to Bristol, and I have been specialising for the last 10 years in visual solutions that help people have focused, meaningful and productive meetings. So I do that, as Tiina's just said, through live illustration, which is what you'll see me doing today, which is basically visual minutes digitally. I do the same thing on paper with pens, which is more graphic recording. And I also create strategic illustrations in my studio. So yeah, that's what I do.
And I'm so happy that you're here to share it live so that people will be able to see what it's all about. So welcome everyone, and let's dive into the conversation of today, Karl. So
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, when did you come across mind mapping for the first time?
Throwback 10 years ago, 28th of January 2015. And do you know why I remember that date? Because it was my 40th birthday.
Oh,
And on
wow.
my yes, and on my 40th birthday, that's a special birthday. So, what do? You want to do something very special. Organize a party, bringing people together. But there's one condition to bring people together and have a party is having friends. So I didn't have any friends to invite. So I said to myself, I give myself a gift and I paid myself a training in Great Britain. And it was amazing to meet Tony Buzan, and he's the founder. And actually, as I didn't have any friends in Belgium, I met lots of friends back there in in the UK. So no, I want to give myself, invest in myself, and I met Tony Buzan, and I was really intrigued by mind mapping and metacognition, thinking about the thinking. And that was for me a really interesting um, discovery that all those years that I was a normal thinker, I was a visual thinker, and I thought I was something exceptional. But actually, do you know that 70% of the people are visual thinkers? And it was amazing that via mind mapping, I really could have the techniques to what's in my mind through my arm. I could draw it through the very easy technique of mind mapping. So mind mapping is visual. It's a kind of visual that you create. So here, this is a mind map for people who don't know what I'm talking about. This is a real mind map.
Mhm.
So I got the official certification, what's in the name certification, but at least I was really happy that I could meet the founder Tony Bazan, and I spent a beautiful, wonderful time to learn from the master himself and the science behind mind mapping. So this is a quick mind map I made this morning for a workshop. So it's just to show what I'm talking about. So yeah, this is how I got in touch with mind mapping.
And do you have to know how to draw to do mind mapping?
This is such a limited belief, thinking that you need to draw to. No, it's not about drawing. It's about visualizing to bring things visual alive. And of course, you need some basic techniques, but it's not about the art of drawing. And it's what Ralph does, what the thousands of people who are visual practitioners do. It's not about the beauty. It's about uh, what do you want to achieve, and this in this case clarity, to order your thoughts. So I'm quite chaotic, and this really helps me to structure things, which is the title as well of this LinkedIn Live, how to structure your thoughts with mind mapping. And it is with mind mapping, so it means that there are other techniques as well. So structure, so make the structure as you see,
Mm-hmm.
and you only need to draw some lines and thoughts. And structure is structured, and thoughts, they can be a bit chaotic. So it brings the best of both worlds together. So it's kind of there are some studies about how our brains work. So it means like you have the hemisphere that's more
Mm-hmm.
the left side, which is more logic, and the right hemisphere, which is more creative. It's a I know pseudoscience, but at least it gives me a metaphor as well to bring both brain parts together. So the left brain for logic and structure, and the right brain for images and creativity. And as you see, these are brought together. And
Mhm,
to
mhm.
answer your questions, you don't need to draw. It's just some lines, and there's some little drawings in this mind map. But it's so the limited belief you need to draw. Please keep away from that limited belief. Everybody can draw and visualize. I'm really certain about this, and it's my personal conviction because I thought before 2015 that I couldn't draw at all.
I'm the same with you. Until 2021, I was convinced that the creative side was for creative people and not for academic people. I want to ask you, for example, when people are looking for jobs and go for job interviews, can mind mapping be helpful to prepare for a job interview?
Of course, and it can work. You can start from your left brain. Uh, I use this metaphor because you know your structure.
Mhm.
So what most of people do is they write down their structure on a plain paper with that boring black or blue pencil.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
start from
guilty.
there, which is normal. So, and then what you can do is imagine that all the structure made that every part of the interview you make a separate branch. So you start from job interview, and for example, it is five um, parts in a job interview. First part is the first branch, second branch, third branch, fourth branch, and fifth branch. And you put the words of that the keywords, which is really important, is that we don't use those long sentences. It's finding the keywords that are connected through the branch. And actually, this is a kind of your brain, how it's mind mapping, it's brain mapping, the connections between the brain cells. So you make connections. So, and automatically it speaks the language of your brain. So you start from your left side, you have your structure, but you add and we use, and that's quite important, clockwise. So I
Oh,
start with
really?
introduction, what, why, the roles, and the tools. So your eyes are moving actually around as well. And then the keywords that refers to the part of the interview. So from structure to a more global creative overview using colors and branches. And you see that those branches are quite organically, they are not structured. You have structured mind maps as well, with really structure, but this is okay. You have different kind of mind maps. But I respect, may God have his soul, Tony Bazan, using his kind of unique way. On the other hand, I'm quite chaotic. So I go to the job interview and I can say, then I start from my right brain and I write all those, oh, what can I say? I can say
What
this,
are
I can
your
say this.
strengths? Yes.
What are my strengths? What are, and then my weaknesses? And maybe I have to introduce myself. And then I have a whole chaotic brainstorm. But imagine that all those in this brainstorm, I can bring a structure into my chaos. So I start brainstorming with all words. I cluster those words in a certain structure, and that structure I translate it into a mind map. And I can even use a mind map as a brainstorm tool. For example, I call you, say, Tiina, I have a job interview. Do you have a certain structure? Hey, yeah. So you give me that structure, I make a mind map of it, and then I start to brainstorm which content from myself I can put in that um, mind map. So it starts from both sides, your structured side or from your creative side.
It's very, very interesting. And we have a question here From Diana, she says, what are the questions to ask yourselves to start mind
Yes.
mapping?
Yes, and this is a very interesting question. A mind mapping has always a central idea. For example, I have this morning a training about mentorship. So there's the anchor. So it's like um, the head branch of your tree. How do you call it? Then the side branches are connected. So this is always the central idea. So out of the central idea, you can start to brainstorm with different branches. So it starts from the center and then you go out. So of course, there's always a central idea. And imagine that you find a new central idea in one of the branches. You can replant that branch and make a new tree of it. So what we see as well is that in certain more complicated mind maps, that every side branch or that can be a head branch as well. So this what you see, I can make a new mind map out of this. So I can, and this is very important or interesting exercise when I'm reading books. At the same time, I make mind maps, and every chapter is a new mind map. So always a central idea. This is my opinion. Okay.
Yeah, it really looks inspiring. From the way I use mind maps, it was like little cells coming out and round ones, so everything was in a bubble. But
Yeah.
it really, when it looks like branches, you can go broader and branch out.
Yes, you have those structured mind maps with bubbles to bubbles to
Yeah.
bubbles. This is the uh, official way of mind mapping. And you know that Tony Bazan, although we were invited to be creative, that he was really hard on put your word on the branch. Then you see the connection of the color and the word. Connect, for example, connect images on separate branches. So that is more clear. So it's about connections. Yeah? Um, I invite you to discover your own way of mind mapping in all for example, it's a bit product placement. Can you imagine that on Canva, a popular program software, designing software, there's a mind map interface in it. So you can make mind maps with it. Okay. So there's software as well. Me, I love it when I do it live on paper. So as you see, I have lots of colors here to create my mind maps. And do you know, every mind map is the beginning of a new mind map. It's never done. So the connections are infinite. So you can create new mind maps, and then you can structure your mind maps, of course. So this is a long answer to a very interesting question. Thank you.
We have other people joining us from the whole world. We
Yeah.
have Jeff Young joining us. Greetings, Tiina and Karl from the front row in the US. Namaste. Namaste, Jeff from Ohio. And he asks, Tiina, did your sketch notes get started because of mind mapping or something else? I didn't even know that they were connected, but
Maybe, Jeff, if I may, this is the beginning of my visual story. And my visual story as a visual storyteller, as a trainer, I started with mind maps. At a certain level, I was limited in mind maps. I wanted to discover new ways of visualizing, and then I went into sketchnoting. So for me, it's first mind mapping. And in mind mapping, I learned that I could draw little icons But then, thanks to different schools, I deepened myself. It gave me more confidence to draw. So for me, it started with mind mapping, and then it went, Jeff, to sketchnoting, and that's why I met wonderful people like Rolf and other visual practitioners around Europe and the world. And I must say, there are lots of visual practitioners still using mind mapping, but it's one of the ways to structure your thoughts. So, how to structure your thought with sketchnoting could be the title of today as well. So, this is my journey. But for sure, maybe people with sketchnoting can find a structure as well through mind mapping. Yeah. So what I see, for example, in sketchnoting, I will take my pen, if I may. We start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go like this. Yeah, and then we have a certain structure in our sketchnoting. And mind mapping, we start the central idea, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches. But imagine that there are no branches and that you just set central idea. And imagine the branches. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can start with 1. So actually, sketchnoting is mind mapping without branches. This is my my opinion about it.
Well, I didn't even know that that we could draw inside mind mapping. So that is news to me. So I'm very happy that those things are connected. I have been doing mind mapping for decades, but I never learned that you are allowed to use colors and drawings. So this is something that will make mind mapping so much more fun in the future.
Yeah, and do you know why you can draw on a mind map?
Nope.
Because there's space.
Mm.
There's over the space to draw, and you have colors, so use them. And I don't say that those structured mind maps are boring, but for my creative brain, they are quite boring. Those I will show the typical mind maps we know. We know them from.
Yes. That's the ones we all know.
I will turn it. These are the left side. Oh, I don't see it. These are left brain mind mapping. Yeah, but you have as well right brain mind mapping, and the right brain mind mapping, it will be more like this. So these are two types of mind mapping in one mind mapping: the left brain mind mapping and the right brain mind mapping. And there's no rule about it. It's what you choose yourself. And actually, you can make some right brain mind mapping to your left brain side. Okay, so the only thing, and this is for me important, we are associated to colors, is that every main branch, for example, here, the blue, you stay blue in the sub branches as well. In the main branch on the red, we use red as well. So it means for colorful anchors, and then you will remember much better. So discover, be playful. It's your own freedom. You have all the power and to make your own. Yeah.
We have Jillian joining us from Texas. Lovely to join you both today from Texas. So loving Karl's colorful mind map. I also agree. It's so fantastic to see it. And now you say that you have to branch out in the same color to keep the continuity. Can't say that.
Continuity.
Yes. What is your biggest takeaway from mind mapping?
It's not about the mind mapping. It's about metacognition, thinking about the thinking. That visual thinking is a talent that you're invited to use. It's a powerful tool. So thinking about the thinking. This is my biggest takeaway 10 years ago, and it gives me lots of joy. It gives me the best thing that's in myself. So joy, playfulness, and as a chaotic person, it gives me structure in a playful way. And a mind maps helps you see what you think and think about what you see. So it's we have a double advantage. So it helps you what you see and think about what you see.
It's wonderful. And Jillian is also saying, time to break free and make those mind maps colorful and fun. I totally agree. Yippee!
Yeah.
So our time today is coming to an end. I would like to ask you, what would be the best place to find you? And for people who don't know, you have written a really lovely book. It's called Help, Mijn Papa is een Coach. It's also illustrated by you. I really love it. It's so interesting for both people who work with coaching, who have questions, who want to broaden their mind, and for children. It felt really like going into the magical world of Alice, but this time Karl's magical brain. So I really recommend getting this book.
Yeah. And the good news, this summer I will work on the English version.
Oh, that was my next question. Yay!
It's almost ready. And some friends from English-speaking friends are do correction on my translation, because I want to have the real same feeling, and it will come. It will come for sure.
Fantastic. So you answered my question. And we have Stephanie Miller saying, thank you. I'm breaking out all the colors. Wonderful. This was really the point of this conversation.
Yeah.
Breaking free and adding colors to our lives. Where can people find you, Karl?
You can find me on LinkedIn. This is the most easiest way to find me, Karl Mortier, as you see my name, and type a word like visual and visual Karl, and you will find me. It's easy to find people one of these days. And if you want to find me in real life and you're near California this summer, I will spend my August in California with Robert Dilts, one of the founders of NLP, and I will give visual color as well to the NLP world, and this is one of my missions as well. And only thing you need is pen, paper, and your powerful brain. Those are the 3 P's of mind mapping.
Amen to that. And I also want to invite Ralph. Where can people find you?
Thanks, Tiina. So yes, if you'd like to find me, I'm Ralph Man1 on LinkedIn, so it's RALPHMANN. And my website is purple as in the colour, heron as in the bird.co.uk. Hopefully you'd find me that way.
Wonderful. And tell us about the graphic recording that you made.
Yeah, so it's been lovely to be listening to you today. And I think exactly as Karl made so clear, actually, our brain has the left and the right. You can probably see from my picture that I come from the curvy and circular part of my brain, and I've been trying to escape the square and rigid part of it most of my life. So I brought a bit of that and hopefully some color just to mapping out some of what we were talking about and putting it in something which looks rather like a tree emanating from a brain, and with some books around the side which have just captured some of the key words and key phrases, hopefully, that we've been talking about today. So I trust that's a useful summary. Maybe if you look at it again in a day's time, it'll wake up what we've been talking about today, or maybe you've got a friend or a colleague that you could share it with to get them to think more about the powers of mind mapping and everything that Karl has given us such an amazing insight to today.
Yeah. And just one last metaphor, your brain is a giant library, as you saw some books, and a mind map is a clever librarian who not only organizes the books, but gives you a map to find them again. So this is my metaphor about the mind mapping. Thank you for the
thank you, Rolf. Thank you, Karl. It really shows the colors and what we've been talking about. So thank you both for coming here and sharing your knowledge and your skills with us. It was wonderful. Thank you and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.